The day my sister sold Mom's house, I was still wearing the same black dress I'd worn to the funeral. I was standing in Mom's kitchen, holding the chipped blue mug she used every morning, when the real estate agent called and said, "Congratulations, Mrs. Carter, the sale closed this morning. Your sister asked me to let you know the money has already been wired." I remember the way my knees just folded like someone had cut the strings. I sat on Mom's linoleum floor, right between the fridge and the stove, still warm from the casserole the church ladies brought, and I realized my baby sister had stolen the only home I'd ever known while I was picking out Mom's casket flowers. People always ask how you don't see it coming when someone you love betrays you. The truth is, you do see it. You see it in 1,000 tiny moments you decide not to name. Let me take you back to how things used to be. Before the word inheritance ever tasted like poison in our mouths, Mom raised Lisa and me in that little yellow house on Maplewood Lane. 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, creaky pine floors that sang when you walked across them barefoot. Dad died when I was 12 and Lisa was 8, so it was always just us 3 against the world. Mom worked double shifts at the hospital as a nurse, came home smelling like antiseptic and coffee, and still found energy to braid her hair and make potato soup that could fix any bad day. And the older one, Rebecca, Becky to everyone who loves me. Lisa was the pretty one, the loud one, the one who could cry on cue and get extra dessert. I was the quiet one who did the taxes, scheduled Mom's doctor appointments, and made sure the mortgage never went late. Even after I got married and moved 45 minutes away with my husband Marcus and our 2 boys, Lisa never settled. She bounced from job to job, boyfriend to boyfriend, always calling Mom when the rent was due or the car broke down. And Mom, God love her, never could say no to her baby. I used to get so angry, quiet angry, the kind that sits in your chest like a stone, but Mom would touch my cheek and say, "Becky, one day you'll understand. She's just built different. She needs more." So I swallowed it. For 38 years, I swallowed it. The last 5 years were hard on Mom. Dementia crept in slow, like fog rolling off the river. Some days she thought I was her sister, Ruth, who died in '89. Some days she cried because she couldn't remember Lisa's new boyfriend's name. I was the one who moved her into the spare bedroom at our house when she couldn't live alone anymore. I was the one who learned how to change adult diapers without crying, who pureed her food when swallowing got hard, who sat up all night when she was scared of the shadows. Lisa visited exactly 4 times. In those 5 years, each time she brought expensive perfume that made Mom sneeze, took selfies for Instagram, and left after an hour because hospitals depressed me. Beck, I never asked her for help. I should have, but I didn't. When Mom passed peacefully in her sleep, holding my hand, Lisa didn't come to the hospital. She texted me a crying emoji and said she couldn't bear to see Mom like that. I planned the entire funeral myself, chose the casket, light oak with pink satin lining, Mom's favorite color, wrote the obituary, ordered the lila, stood in the receiving line for 4 hours while people told me how lucky Mom was to have a daughter like me. Lisa showed up 20 minutes before the service started, wearing huge sunglasses and a tight black dress that looked more nightclub than graveside. She cried loud, dramatic sobs that made strangers rub her back. I remember thinking, even then, at least she's here now. The morning after we buried Mom, I was still at the yellow house, sorting through her clothes, deciding what to keep and what to donate. The hospice nurse had told me it's easier if you do it fast, before grief has time to attach itself to every sweater. That's when my phone rang. Unknown number. I almost didn't answer. Rebecca Carter? The woman asked, cheerful as a game show host. "This is Denise with Magnolia Realty. I just wanted to personally congratulate you and your sister The sale of 1423 Maplewood Lane closed at 9:03 this morning. 1.2 million wired directly to the account on file. That's the quickest escrow I've ever had. I couldn't speak. My tongue felt thick. Useless. Denise kept talking. Your sister said you were tied up with funeral arrangements and asked us to handle everything. She signed for both of you, said you two have power of attorney for each other. Anyway, congratulations again. She hung up before I could find my voice. I stood there holding Mom's favorite cardigan, soft pink, tiny pills on the elbows from years of wear, and I screamed. Not loud, not dramatic like Lisa, just one raw, broken sound that came from somewhere deeper than my throat, because I knew right then what she'd done, and I knew I was going to make her pay for it. The first real clue came 3 weeks before Mom even passed. Lisa showed up unannounced on a Tuesday evening, carrying a bottle of Prosecco and wearing heels that clicked too loud on Mom's old floors. Mom was asleep in the back bedroom at her house. So it was just Marcus and me staring at her like she'd walked in speaking another language. I've been thinking, she said, popping the cork like we were celebrating something. Mom's house is paid off, right? And it's worth, what, $1.2 million now? Becky, you've got your own place. The boys are almost grown. Wouldn't it be smarter to sell while the market's insane and split the money? Mom could have the best care, private nurses, whatever she wants. Marcus frowned. I just looked at her. Lisa, I said slowly, Mom is dying. She has weeks, maybe days. She wants to be buried from that house. She wants her roses in the backyard to keep blooming after she's gone. Lisa rolled her eyes, actually rolled them. God, Becky, always so dramatic. It's bricks and mortar. Mom won't know the difference when she's dead. I told her to leave the bottle and go. She left both. I should have locked the doors of my mind right then. Instead, I told myself she was grieving in her own broken way. That's what big sisters do. We make excuses until the knife is already in our back. After the funeral, when the realtor's call knocked me to the floor, I drove straight to Mom's house. My house, our house, the lockbox was already gone. A brand new sold sign swung in the front yard like it was proud of itself. I used my key anyway. It still worked. For now, everything smelled the same. Lemon oil, old books, and the faint vanilla candle Mom kept on the kitchen windowsill. But there were footprints in the dust. Someone had walked through every room taking pictures. I found the staging company's card on the counter. We'll have it photo ready by tomorrow. I opened Mom's recipe drawer, the one Lisa never learned to close properly. And there it was, a manila folder with neat tabs. Inside were documents I had never seen. A grant deed transferring the house from Mom's trust to Lisa Marie Carter and Rebecca Lynn Carter as joint tenants with right of survivorship, dated 2 years ago. Mom's signature was shaky but real. I recognized the loop on her why mine was forged. Perfect loops, perfect slant. Even the little dot over the I that I stopped using after high school. Next page, a durable power of attorney. Also dated 2 years ago, giving Lisa full authority to act on my behalf in all real estate transactions. Again, my forged signature, last page, an addendum to Mom's trust, supposedly signed 6 months ago while Mom was deep in dementia and couldn't hold a pen. It removed me as co-trustee and named Lisa sole trustee and beneficiary, all perfectly legal looking. All witnessed by a notary named Carla Ruiz, whose stamp looked suspiciously fresh. I sat down at Mom's kitchen table, the one where we'd eaten 1,000,000 meals, and I cried for the first time since the funeral. Not pretty crying. Ugly, snot-nosed, animal crying. Then I stopped. Because crying wouldn't get my house back, I took photos of every page, every signature, every date. Then I called the one person Lisa always hated, Uncle Ray. Mom's baby brother, retired probate attorney, and the only man on earth who ever scared Lisa straight when we were kids. Send me everything, he said, voice calm like we were discussing the weather. And Becky? Don't talk to her yet. Don't let her know, you know. That night, I went through Mom's bedside drawer at my house and found the one thing Lisa forgot about, Mom's original trust. Signed in 2011, before the dementia. Before Lisa ever showed up with her Prosecco Dreams. Page 23. Paragraph 4. In the event either daughter attempts to sell the Maplewood Lane property without written consent of the other, the trust shall immediately distribute that daughter's share to the American Cancer Society, and the house shall revert to the remaining daughter in fee simple. Lisa had been in such a hurry to forge the new documents that she never bothered to read. The old ones, she thought she'd won. She was WRONG. I slept maybe 2 hours that night, curled up in Mom's bed at my house, clutching her pillow that still smelled like her, Jergens lotion and the faint hospital scent that never quite left her hair. The next morning, I called the title company and sweetly asked for a copy of the final HUD1 settlement statement for taxes. They emailed it within an hour. Lisa had wired the entire $1.2 million to an account and only her name. Not even a joint account. Her name alone. Greed makes people stupid. I printed everything. Made 3 copies. Put one set in Uncle Ray's hands, one in a safety deposit box, and one in the fireproof safe behind Mom's wedding dress that Lisa never knew existed. Then I waited. 2 weeks later, Lisa finally called. Voice syrupy sweet. Becky, honey, I've been meaning to talk to you. I went ahead and sold Mom's house. The market was just too good to wait. I deposited your half in the joint account we opened for Mom's medical bills. You should see it any day now. I let her talk. Let her dig the hole deeper. Oh, and I took a little extra for all the stress I've been under. You understand, right? You have Marcus and the boys. I have nothing. Nothing. After $1 million too, I said, that was real sweet of you, Lisa. Mom would be proud. She laughed, actually laughed, and said, right? Okay, love you, talk soon. That was the last time she ever said love you to me, because 3 days later, Uncle Ray filed the petition to invalidate the sale, freeze her accounts, and enforce the original trust, and that's when the real storm began. I didn't scream at her. I didn't call her a thief. I didn't even cry when the judge granted the emergency freeze on every dollar of that $1.2 million. I just went quiet. The kind of quiet that scares people more than shouting ever could. Lisa found out when her credit card was declined at the Louis Vuitton store in Atlanta. She was on a healing trip, her words, with some new man who still thought she was an heiress. She called me from the parking lot, hysterical, screaming that I was ruining her life over a stupid house. I let her scream until she ran out of air. Then I said, very softly, Lisa, you buried Mom on Friday and sold her house on Saturday. You don't get to talk to me about ruining anything. She hung up on me. That was the last time we spoke for 14 months. Uncle Ray moved fast. He filed everything: fraud, forgery, undue influence, breach of fiduciary duty. The title company panicked when they realized they'd insured a fraudulent deed and started writing checks before the case even went to trial. The buyers, some sweet young couple from California, got their money back plus moving costs. And the house came back to me, quiet and empty. Exactly the way Mom left it. Lisa hired the most expensive shark in town. He tried every trick. Mom was lucid when she signed the new papers. I had abandoned Mom by not moving her into my home sooner. I was just jealous because Lisa was prettier and more loved, the judge. A woman about Mom's age with no patience for pretty tears. Shut him down every time. The day Lisa had to sit for her deposition, She wore a beige suit that cost more than my first car. She walked into that conference room like she was walking a runway dot by the end of 4 hours. She was crying so hard her mascara ran black down to her chin. Uncle Ray laid the forged signatures side by side with my real ones from 20 years of birthday cards to Mom. Then he played the voicemail she'd left me the week. Mom died. Hey, Beck. If anything happens to Mom, can I have the house? I mean, you already have one, and I literally have nothing. The lawyer asked her, did you or did you not say those exact words? Lisa tried to say it was a joke. Uncle Ray just slid the phone records across the table. Date stamped, time stamped, saved forever. She settled that same afternoon. She signed the house back to me. She agreed to repay every cent she'd spent. $487,000 and change plus the $60,000 in legal fees I'd racked up. And because the original trust had that beautiful little penalty clause she never bothered to read, the judge enforced it. Lisa forfeited her half of Mom's remaining savings, about $220,000, straight to the American Cancer Society. She left the courthouse, barefoot. She'd kicked off her heels in the bathroom and forgotten them when security escorted her out. I didn't smile. I didn't dance. I just went home to Mom's house, opened all the windows, and let the June air blow through for the first time in a year. But the story doesn't end there. Because karma, real karma, is patient. 8 months later, Lisa's lawyer called me. Not to fight. To beg she was being sued by the IRS for unreported income, that $1.2 million she never claimed. Her boyfriend had left when the money dried up. The condo she'd put a deposit on was foreclosed. She was living in a studio the size of Mom's old pantry, working nights at a casino gift shop. She wanted to know if I would sign something saying the money had been a gift so she could avoid tax fraud charges. I told the lawyer I'd think about it. Then I hung up and opened my laptop. Still had the photos of every forged document. I still had the voicemail. I still had the deposition transcript where she cried and said Mom would have wanted me to have it. So I made copies. I put them in a pretty lavender envelope, Mom's favorite color. Wrote on the front in Mom's old cursive that I practiced for weeks for Lisa, with love from Mom. And I mailed it to the IRS agent listed on the subpoena. 2 months later, she took a plea deal, 8 months probation, $800,000 in restitution, and a permanent felony on her record that means she'll never work in real estate again. I heard she moved back to her hometown last month, rents a room above the laundromat on 9th Street. Works the early shift at the Waffle House. Sometimes late at night, I drive past. I don't stop. I don't roll the window down. I just slow the car and look at the light in her window and remember the way she used to twirl in Mom's kitchen, singing off-key to Whitney Houston, begging me to dance with her. I loved that little girl once. I would have given her anything she asked for, but she taught me the hardest lesson Mom ever tried to warn me about. Some people won't love you back just because you love them. Some people will watch you carry the weight your whole life and still try to take the one thing you have left. So I kept the house. I painted Mom's bedroom the soft yellow it used to be when we were kids. I planted new roses along the back fence, peace roses, the kind Mom said smelled like forgiveness. And every spring, when they bloom, I cut a big bouquet, wrap it in newspaper like Mom taught me, and I put it on her grave. And I put one single rose, always white, on the empty side where Lisa will never be buried next to us, because some doors, once you slam them, stay shut forever. I still live in Mom's house. Some nights the floors creak exactly the way they did when we were little, and Mom would walk the hallway checking that we were really asleep. When I hear that creak now, I don't feel scared or sad anymore. I feel held, like she's still doing her rounds, still making sure her girls are safe. I never got my sister back. Some losses you don't recover from. You just learn to carry them quieter. People ask me all the time, Becky, do you ever wish you'd just let it go? She's blood. She was hurting. Couldn't you have forgiven her? And I think about the day we lowered Mom into the ground, how Lisa stood there in those big sunglasses, crying loud enough for the whole cemetery to hear, while the sale papers were already sitting on some lawyer's desk. Forgiveness is holy, but protecting what someone you love worked their whole life to build, that's holy too. I didn't take from Lisa. I just refused to let her take from Mom 1 minute longer than she already had Dot. So yes, I sleep in the bedroom I grew up in Dot, yes. I drink coffee on the same porch where Mom taught me to snap green beans. And every single day I wake up knowing the house is paid for. The roses are blooming. And the woman who earned this piece finally gets to keep it. If you're watching this and someone in your family has shown you exactly who they are, believe them the first time, love them if you cannot, help them if you can, but do not set yourself on fire to keep them warm when they're the one holding the match. Blood makes you related. Loyalty, respect, decency, those are what make you family. Dot. Thank you for sitting with me through this story. If it helped you feel less alone, or braver, or just a little stronger today, then Mom and I are both smiling. Would you have fought for the house the way I did? Or would you have walked away to keep the peace? Tell me in the comments. I read every single one. And sometimes I cry with you. Sometimes I pray with you. And every time I'm proud of you for still having the heart to care. If this story touched you, please hit that subscribe button and bell so you don't miss the next one. We're a family here too. The kind that chooses each other. Dot. Until next time. Take care of your heart, darlings. Dot. It's the only one you've got. I love wise single quotes. All. Dot. See you soon.